World's Finest Comics presents Superman and the Teen Titans. The thing that took over a town, plus 2 more surprise stories. A World's Finest Adventure, co-starring Superman and the Teen Titans. Some small towns never seem to change. Such a town is Fairfield. The stores and homes look nearly the same now as they did during the early 1900s. And the thoughts and the opinions of the townspeople, these too have hardly changed. Here, crime is considered wholly repulsive, and no attempt is made to look at and understand criminal motivation. Here, all criminals are dealt with swiftly and sternly. Look, he's coming out now, loaded down with groceries. You're right now, he's a crook, all right. What are we waiting for? Let's get him! Note, if within the following pages you see a subtle change in the attitudes and actions of the Teen Titans, don't phone, don't write in, and don't call us bigots. It's all part of a story we call The Computer That Captured a Town. Okay, food thief, this is as far as you go. Here's where you get yours. Wait, Oh, please. I didn't mean to steal. My family's starving, and that doesn't change the facts any. You've broken the law. Oh, and for that, you must be punished. This is just a sample of what you'll get if you ever steal again. You better listen to these white boys, mister. They's trying to set you straight. He's out cold. That'll teach him. Let's pick up this stuff and put it back in the grocery store. Shortly. I'm sure glad we decided to settle down here in Fairfield. I don't know what it is about this burg, but I never before felt so good about being a crime fighter. Where to now, fellas? Me and Flash are heading over to the Silver Palace for a malt and to dig the jukebox. We'd like you to come with us, Mal, but they only serve whites. Besides, you'll have a much better time over on your own side of town with your own kind. That's sure enough true. See you later, fellas. Let us now turn our attention toward 2 other Titan members, Lilith and Wonder Girl, who share an apartment in Fairfield. Gee whiz, I wish Kid Flash or Speedy or somebody would ask me out on a date. I don't want to spend my whole life pasting up pinups of rock groups in my scrapbook. Let's watch the tube. Maybe there's a swingin' show on. Nah, it's 11 o'clock. There's nothing on but the news. Turn it off. No, wait. Say, this Clark Kent guy is cute. Don't turn him off. He turns me on. As Lilith stares at the set, she has one of her unexpected and unexplainable visions. She perceives a man she has never seen walk into a cavern. Midway into the cavern, he comes upon a strange piece of machinery, which curiously he touches and suddenly stiffens with pain. It is as though all life is being drawn out of him. And as he falls dead to the cavern floor, this weird place of machinery begins to click and whir. Even as she is having this vision, a voice deep within Lilith's subconscious, a voice that she is totally unaware of, rings out. The Teen Titans are trapped in Fairfield. The Teen Titans are trapped in Fairfield. A mental message that is beamed at the television image she is concentrating on. The Teen Titans are trapped in Fairfield. The Teen Titans are trapped in Fairfield. Images and words can travel the airwaves to form what we see and hear on our TV sets. Is it unreasonable to believe that thoughts can travel in a similar way? The Price Consumer Index, the Teen Titans are trapped in Fairfield, rose another 0.6%. What? How does Clark Kent know we're here? And what's this nonsense about our being trapped? We like Fairfield. That's why we decided to settle down here. Let's turn the dum-dum off and listen to some records. Meanwhile, at the WGBS TV studio. Great newscast, Clark, but what was that about the Teen Titans? It wasn't in the script. Teen Titans? What are you talking about? Kent, I want to talk to you in my office. Yes, sir, Mr. Edge. Whew, let's get his temperature up this time. Tell me, Kent, why'd you ad-lib that item about the Teen Titans? You know how I feel about these so-called super beings. But, Mr. Edge, I didn't say anything about the Titans. Oh, come off it, Kent. Take a look at yourself in this taped playback of the telecast. Captain Fairfield. I don't get it. Whatever made me say a thing like that? I remember at the time a strange image flashing before my eyes. A cavern. Wait, a new Titan member, a girl called Lilith, has certain telepathic powers. Perhaps she sent me this message, a sort of SOS. But why me, Clark Kent? Unless it wasn't meant for anyone specific. Maybe she beamed the message out to anyone and I just happened to pick it up. I'd better check this out as Superman. Excuse me, Mr. Edge. I'd better be getting on home. I'm not feeling too well. Very well, Kent, but I'm warning you, if this sort of thing happens again. Shortly, the Man of Steel takes to the upper atmosphere and, like a spy satellite, uses his telescopic vision to seek out his target. Didn't realize there were so many Fairfields in the USA. I've spotted Kid Flash, Mal, but no sign of any trap. Speedy and I have dates tonight, Mal. That's why we're not going crime fighting. You understand, boy? Yes, sir, Mr. Flasher. What? Superman, what's going on here, Kid Flash? The way you were talking to Mal. Oh, you know how it is, Soups. Sometimes these people get a bit uppity, and you have to put them in their place. But, man, it's great to see you. What brings you to Fairfield? This town is terrific. That's why we Titans have decided to make it our home. Your home? But what's this about your being trapped here? Trapped? That's a laugh. Do I look trapped? Hate to rush off like this, but I have a date with Wonder Girl, and a date with me is about all the poor chick has to look forward to. Ooh, something's terribly wrong around here. Not only was Kid Flash putting Mal down, But Mal was taking it. He acted as though he really believes he is a second-class citizen. And this Fairfield, so behind the times. Why would the mod-minded Titans want to live here? Ah, there's the girl I want to see. Lilith, I've got to talk to you. Superman, what are you doing here? Can't tell her I received the message. She may have, for some unknown reason, purposely sent it out to Clark. A friend of mine received your message and asked me to investigate. Huh? What message? He, wasn't sure it came from you, but he figured you had used your telepathic powers. Telepathic powers? I have no such powers. You haven't? Well, my friend must have been mistaken. Sorry to have bothered you. She's acting as weird as Kid Flash and Mal. What's with these kids? They don't act or sound like the Teen Titans I used to know. They may not be trapped, but something mysterious has happened to them. The behavior of Kid Flash and Mal, Lilith's denying she has ESP powers, seem to suggest that something's affected their minds. And perhaps it isn't only the Titans. This whole backward town could be caught in some sort of mental trap. And what about that image I saw while broadcasting? A mental picture of a cavern? There are hills on the east side of town, and where there are hills, there could be caverns. As Superman lands among the hills, his super hearing picks up a strange noise. Sounds like machinery, making noises like a computer. Now it's beginning to add up. That image flashed before my eyes very quickly, subliminally, and there was a fleeting view of machinery in a cave and a man. This is the cave where those sounds are coming from. Suddenly, Superman sees something that makes even the Man of Steel back up in shock. Great Krypton! It's unreal, like something out of a children's storybook. But the way it knocked those boulders loose as it burst out of the cave, this fire-breathing dragon is for real. Somehow I get the impression that the machine created the creature as a guard to keep me and anyone else out of the cave. I've come here to clear up this mystery, and no machine-made monster is going to stop me. Cut in the first crack, but no time for a second. Here comes its tail with a roundhouse blow. And as the dragon lashes out at Superman, a strange thing happens to the people of Fairfield. Just as the beast and the machine that created it feel threatened, so too do the oppressors, the bigots, chauvinists, the jingoists of the community. Whites lash out at the blacks. You better watch your steps, sonny. We're not about to let you people get out of hand. There'll be no black power movement here. We'll make sure of that. Husbands lash out at their wives. Remember one thing, Ethel. I'm the head of this household. From now on, you'll do exactly as I say. And as the creature continues to strike out at the action ace, there doesn't seem to be any way to defeat this thing. It has no heart or brain or any vital organs. Kept alive by the machine, it could keep on fighting forever. And since it has no nervous system, no feelings, my blows have no effect on it. Looks like my best bet is to fake it out, then slip past it. To make this convincing, I'll have to leave myself wide open. As the creature lunges, Superman at the last instant ducks away, and while the beast is off balance, darts past it into the cave. Now that I've passed that hurdle, spoke too soon. Imagine the sheer strength of this beast, the ultra intelligence of the device that created it. Though unable to crush the Man of Steel, the creature pulls him from the cave and flings him away. That computerized guard moves as fast as thought, which means I have to think and move even faster. Then, streaking away from the creature and the cavern it protects, this time I really have to fake it out, make the computer think I'm charging at the beast, then change my plan at the last possible moment. Judging from its appearance, I'd say that creature was ripped from someone's childhood memories. Finally, as he turns, it's the type of creature kids used to read about. Immensely powerful creatures like the dragon St. George fought, and heads back at ever-accelerating speed. I doubt whether even St. George could have defeated a creature like this, but that's the way kids' minds work, always blowing things out of proportion. It spotted me, and with the speed of thought, reacting to knock me away. As he reaches the beast, Superman swerves faster than thought, slips past the creature's claw, and into the cave. This time, I'll make sure it doesn't catch up to me. By the time it figures out what's happened, I'll have reached my objective. That skeleton down there, it must be the remains of Richard Handley, and alongside him, the super sophisticated computer that's been causing all the trouble. Have to hurry, smash it to pieces. Here comes that mean old dragon again. And as the computer falls apart, so does its monstrous creation. And at about this time, phew, your apartment's a mess. Why don't you girls neat things up here? You haven't got anything better to do. What? Well, where do you get off ordering us around? Male, chauvinist, pig? Right on, Donna. While elsewhere, come on, boy, move it. We gotta get to the store before it closes. I know you darkies are supposed to be lazy, but you're carrying it too far. Hey, I'll go where I wanna, fast as I feel like. Nobody orders me around, least of all you, Whitey. I'm sorry, Speedy. Don't know what came over me. I know you were only joking, but suddenly I felt like a great weight had been lifted off of me, and I had to do something to prove people can't push me around. Oh, that's all right, Mal. I deserved it. Only I wasn't joking. I was really acting like a bigot. I actually felt that I was superior to you. Now, what would ever make me feel like that? The answers. I remember our mentor, Mr. Jupiter, sending us here to find out what small towns are like. But why'd we ever settle down in an old-fashioned place like this? Here comes Superman. Maybe he's got some answers. Shortly. So I figured that a logical explanation for the town naming so many things after Handley might be that it was Handley himself who was exerting mental control over the townspeople. But how? The way I see it, that device was an alien thought control unit which drifted to Earth and landed like a guided missile. While cave exploring, Handley touched the device, and it sucked in all his thoughts. It projected them out as mesmerizing rays, affecting all the townspeople, including you new arrivals. As for myself, I was immune to the rays because you're Superman. Just what did these rays force us to do? Many things. Obviously, Handley was a complicated man with many firm ideas about how the world should be run. First of all, he must have been a racist. That's why he forced you, Mal, into being a willing second-class citizen and had the rest of you treat him as such. Next, Handley was a male chauvinist. Practically every man back then was.
So, that's why Lilith and I just sat around the apartment, wasting time waiting for someone to ask us out. He was a law and order freak too. That would explain our giving that grocery thief such a thrashing.
He must have been an egomaniac too, what with the way he had people name everything in town after him. Finally, he really loved his hometown and wanted everyone else to love it too.
That's why we liked this place so much and wanted to settle down here.
Handley sure was a lot of things, but then I guess we all are.
Well, speaking for all of us, Superman, I'm glad it's all over.